Let's talk about regret. We're not supposed to get to this stage in our lives and feel that we have regrets, are we? And we all know that regrets are a waste of time. Frank Sinatra said, "Regrets, I have a few, but then again, too few to mention." I don't trust that. I don't believe it. I hope that when I get to the end of my life, and I hope that's a long time from now, but I hope I will be able to say, I don't have any regrets. I've put things right, or I've got to the stage in my life where I know I did my best. But for now, in my 60s, I do have a few regrets. How about you? I'd love to know in the comments, what regrets do you have? I have 10 regrets that I would like to discuss with you today and see whether or not they resonate with you. The first one is physical. I really regret that I didn't move more when it was easier to move. Whatever we do now, and if you're watching this and you're in your 30s or your 40s, I hope you'll listen to this and take it from me. If you can move without pain, use your body. Use your body to its fullest extent. Mobilize all your joints. Keep moving. Don't allow yourself to become too sedentary. If you have a sedentary job where you're sitting down a lot, make sure that you're getting up every hour, that you're moving around, that you're following all those guidelines that can be so tiresome. Because believe me, once you get into your later years, you will notice it if you haven't. There's always a chance to come back, of course. You know, you can still improve your mobility and improve the way you move way into your 80s. And that's what I'm doing. But I do wish that I'd appreciated my body more when it moved much more easily than it does now. So that's number one. Number two, I do regret all the years that I allowed myself to wear uncomfortable clothes. You know, those high heels that made your feet hurt, that shortened your Achilles so that when you did wear something flat, it hurt like hell. I do regret push-up bras. Do you remember push-up bras? I'm sure some of you still wear them. Push-up bras that would leave those lines on your body, on your skin, when you took it off at night. That whole thing of such a relief to take your bra off at the end of the day. I don't need to feel that anymore because I don't wear bras that are uncomfortable. All those times that I squeezed myself into things because I wanted to look current, I wanted to look fashionable. And it's such a relief now to be able to wear whatever makes me comfortable. So it's not a major regret, but I wish I'd realised it sooner. Number 3, I do regret all the things that my 4 children say that I got wrong when they were growing up. I did my best, and they know I did my best. But in hindsight, there are lots of things I would have done differently. Number 4, I wish I'd taken charge of my own financial security much, much earlier in my life. It's easy as you're going through your 20s and your 30s, you're concentrating on day-to-day and surviving day-to-day, and there doesn't seem to be any money left at the end of the month sometimes to be able to save or invest. But compound interest is the holy grail for income when you get older. I wish I'd understood it better, and I wish that I had taken control of my own finances. So that definitely is a serious regret that I have. Number 5, I regret not being braver. I regret not pushing myself forward. You know, I remember being at a photography training session once, and I was learning about light from quite a famous photographer, and we had small groups, and I was the only woman in my small group. And we were shooting this model, and I saw a picture, and I asked her to pose in a certain way in a certain place. And as we were all shooting this model, the photographer came in and he went, "Oh, wow." And he started taking photographs and he said, "Who did this?" And I waited for one of the men to say, "Oh, it was Jo. Jo set this up." Of course they didn't. They didn't say that at all. They kind of mumbled into there. They weren't going to give me any credit. And the words were sticking in my throat. I wanted to say, well, it was me. It was my idea. And own my own idea. Not for the praise, not for my ego, but because I wanted to own what I'd done. And in the end, the words came out in this ridiculous sentence that said, I think it might have been me. I think it might have been me. Oh, I regret that. I regret that I didn't just say, it was me, actually. I did that. I regret being a good girl, because that's what it comes from, isn't it? That whole upbringing of good girls don't put themselves forward. Good girls don't speak out. Good girls give other people the chance to shine and don't push themselves into the limelight. I regret being a good girl for as long as I was. I'm not a good girl anymore, and I never really was at heart, but my social conditioning was such that I definitely was, on the surface, a good girl. That's a regret. Where are we? We're on number 7. Gosh, I regret this one. I regret trying to fit in and not embracing my differences and my own weird way of thinking about things and looking at things. Because, of course, my differences are my superpower. All of us are the same. I think it was Sally Hogshead. Yes, Sally Hogshead said that what makes you different is what makes you valuable in the workplace and in life in general. But we weren't taught that when I was growing up. We were taught that we needed to fit in. Standing out was dangerous. It's much easier to fade into the crowd. Of course, I never really succeeded in fitting in. I've always been a bit of a loner, a bit of a maverick, I suppose. And that caused me an awful lot of angst, and I regret that. I regret that I was upset by the fact that I didn't fit in and that I didn't just embrace it. It goes back to being braver. You know, I would have loved to have been one of those girls that stood out, that dressed differently, that made her opinions felt, but I was too scared. I just wasn't brave enough. Muddling up my regrets now. Where have I got to? Number 8. I wish I'd said no more. I regret saying yes when really I would rather have said no. Just so many things, usually things requiring my time, my attention, my money, my resources generally. And again, I suppose it comes back to being braver and having the self-confidence to believe that I could say no instead of saying yes. It's a disease almost, isn't it, of being female, that we turn ourselves into pretzels to make other people feel comfortable and at ease. And very often, especially when we have families and at work, we tend to put ourselves on the back burner and put ourselves last to our detriment. So that's a regret. Number 9 and 10 are, I suppose, the biggest and what's affected me most in my life. Number 9 is that I regret that I've held on to resentment, sometimes for years and years and years. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. I regret that I held on to resentment for so long that it stopped me from moving forward. It stopped me from saying sorry when I needed to say sorry, building bridges when I would have liked to have built bridges, reaching out to people when things have gone wrong between us. Very often it's left me isolated and lonely, and that's on me, and I regret that. We're all a work in progress, aren't we? And I'm no exception. My final regret, number 10, I regret not loving myself enough. I regret not putting myself first more often. As I've been going through my list of regrets, have you been thinking of yours? Or are you like old Blue Eyes? You have too few to mention. Regrets are a waste of time, aren't they? They're a waste of time and a waste of energy. What's past is past, and all we can do is live in the present. That's the key to a happy life anyway, isn't it? Being here, now. being present, not thinking about the future, maybe a little bit of light planning. But life is happening now, in the here and now. And there's no point in looking back and regretting things we've said, things we've done, things we haven't done or said. Looking at my background, I might well regret the fact that Mickey and Minnie Mouse are looking over my shoulder when I'm talking about such a serious subject. Don't forget to like and subscribe if these videos resonate with you, and share with friends. I'd really love to know what you think about the subject of this video. I read every comment, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.